guys, welcome back to another WIP Wednesday. I don't know what episode we're on. I always forget, and then when I go to edit and I change the banner, I'm like, oh, there we are. So we're on episode something. Alright, so I have been running around like crazy. I haven't even colored this week, so if you follow me on Instagram, that's why it's like a blank, empty void. It's been crazy. So we closed on our house, the house we're selling and the house we bought. Both of them we got to close on yesterday. Originally, we weren't going to close on the new one until end of the month because they had to finish things, but they finished early and they had like a couple odds and ends, but they can do that after we move in. So today I got the keys to our new house and took over a load, and we're kind of going to be migrating over there slowly. That's just because we have to put up a fence because we have a dog. Darn dog. If we didn't have a dog, I'd be moving in today. So with my husband's work schedule, you know, being a firefighter and all, yeah, we had to pick days that would work to get the fence started. Like, you can't do a fence in a day. You have to put the posts, and then you gotta wait a week, all this stuff. But we'll probably move the last week of the month. But I'm excited because this weekend we get to go furniture shopping, and I'm buying a whole new office furniture set. I'm so excited. So now is time to color. I can finally relax and color. Since I haven't had time to color, I did finish this woodwork, which we did on my last week. That's seriously as far as I've been color-wise. I've been working on like coloring channel chores. I've been making my little color cards, swatch cards for color alongs and tutorials. So I've been working on those, but today I wanted to work more on these books, and instead of using the Brute Fooner whatever pencils, I'm going to use the Soucolor 180 wax. They're wax-based pencils. I did not make this color chart. It's Pamela's Passion for Pencils. It's on her Facebook. I need to message her though. There's a few typos. When I went to go fill it out, I was like, oh, oops. And you know what though? She put it in perfect color family order and saved me a ton of time. Like, I would love to sit down and do this for you guys. I don't have the time, and usually someone beats me to it anyways by the time I do get around to it. But yeah, on her Facebook group, she has this and you can download it. I don't think you can access it from her YouTube channel though. But just be aware, like, some of them, it'll say a name. I don't have any examples, but it'll say the name, and the name isn't the full name, so make sure you're looking at the number. And then this one here just said ochre, but it's actually light ochre. At least that's the number for it. So I had a few where I was like, oh no, and same with this one. Had some issues, but again, it's in color order. I love her for it. So I'm going to use those here. I'm going to do a review on these. Let me get some colors out. This is a color in chat, not just a chat. So if you're not familiar with Soucolor, they look like castle arts. They're just another budget-friendly pencil. I mean, they seriously look exactly like a castle art. Very lightweight, obviously not anything super high quality. However, they are very surprising when it comes to how smooth they are. Are they Prismacolor smooth? No. But let's see what colors we want. I want to start out with some reds. So I'm going to need my dark brownish red, 151. So I stored these in color order, but as I make swatch charts for, swatch cards for all my pencils, I have actually been going back and storing my pencils in number order. They're in the chart, on my color charts, they're in color family, but when I store my pencils, like I did this with Black Widow, they're all in numerical order. It's just so much easier to find and put them away, and not hassle with it. Okay, so we got dark brownish red. I'm gonna do, this is funny about this brand, bright pink, but it's red. And then they have bright red, but it's more pink. It's interesting. Actually, no, I'm gonna do the, I don't even know how to say that red, but we're gonna do that one. Okay, couch mule. And then I need something a lot lighter. Let's do orange red. Where is orange red? 058. Oh, here we go. Ooh, my case is extra tight. Okay. And I do have some questions. So remember when I started WIP Wednesdays, the whole point was, you know, ask questions to get to know me or anything about coloring. And that kind of had tapered off, and that was my bad. I kept forgetting to say, hey guys, leave me a question. So this time I remembered, and we actually have a couple. So we'll answer those while I sit and color some books. I'm just doing like 2 and 3 color blends on these. I'm not gonna do anything crazy. I'm gonna stick to a very, I mean, I don't want every book the same color because, you know, you've been to a library, but I want to stick to more of the old school book colors. So most like hardbacks back in the day were like red or blue or dark green, browns, lots of different browns. So I'm kind of going that route, and then I'll like stick to gold and silver for my little accents. Okay, sorry, had to take a quick break. I am selling furniture on Facebook, which is a nightmare. You get like a bajillion people that message you on those things. Oh, I want to buy it. And so at our house, we have a 5-level split. If you're not from a state that has split level homes, you don't, that means nothing to you, but basically it's 5 different levels. No, it's not 5 stories. Don't think that. It's this stupid design they do in Utah. They stopped doing it, thank God. Now it's like you can find traditional 2 stories, which mine should have just been. It would have made a lot more sense. But anyway, anytime someone wants to buy furniture, I have to carry it down, because we're still using the furniture till someone buys it, you know? But then I have to carry it all the way down to my garage. And today I had a lady that wants our nightstands, another wants my coffee table, and so I've been like getting up and rushing to move the furniture downstairs real quick into the garage, because obviously I don't want people to come into my house. The other day I had to move a couch. It's interesting. We're selling a lot of our furniture and just kind of replacing it. One, because we don't feel like moving it, but 2, the biggest reason is we've had the same furniture for years. I mean, I've had my couch, the couch in our living room is as old as my son, and he turns 13 this year. And then, you know, it's just been beaten up from the kids and ourselves over the years. And we bought this big, beautiful, expensive home, and we just kind of feel like we should reward ourselves with equally pretty furniture, you know? So I've just been selling a lot of our old stuff, and I can't wait to go shopping on Friday. I'm feeling like these are too bright of a red. It's like a fire engine. So let me get burnt britch. Weird name. Let me grab that one. See, I already have my dark brownish. So let me see if I can find this one and make it a little darker. I'm not quite getting the aged look I'm going for here. Okay, so I got that one. Maybe I should add some brown. Let's grab dark coffee. Oh, I could so use some of that right now. Okay, let's try those ones. See if that gives us the, don't mind my whoop in there. All right, so yeah, we just decided it was time to reward ourselves with some nice furniture. But our neighbors also just sold their house. It's funny, our entire cul-de-sac is like emptying out. And I do feel bad because we sold first and then everyone else started listing after, but there's like all these for sale signs. So they keep getting asked, like, is there something wrong with your neighborhood? And it's like, nope, we all just happened to decide to relocate at the same time. We're just kind of flying out of here. But yeah, she was furniture shopping and she went to Ashley Furniture, which is where we plan to go. And she said that her couch is 8 to 12 weeks out. And so I looked at some of the things I had already pre-picked at Ashley that I want to see in person. A couple of them will be here in about 2 to 3 weeks. But yeah, a few others are 8 to 12. I'm okay waiting on that. The one that was the most important to me was appliances. So the builder gave us a stove and a dishwasher, but like I gotta do a fridge and a washer and dryer. And so I looked at Lowe's because my husband's a vet, so we always go there for the discount. Thank you, Lowe's, for giving us discounts. So I checked there, and luckily they can like practically ship the next day. I looked at the fridge I wanted, and it could be delivered tomorrow. So let's cross fingers that by Friday when we go shopping that situation doesn't change. Yeah, see, I'm loving that. That's the dark red I want. I'm gonna go back and darken these. So yeah, everything's been crazy. I've just been getting things ready. I'm gonna slowly take everything over in batches while I pack here, declutter here. We did have a dumpster for a week. That was awesome. I seriously took like my whole basement and just threw it all in there. It sat there for 5 years, guys. It's been there that long. I obviously didn't need it. So a ton of stuff got chucked. And then now just every day, kind of like I did with this house, because I think we had like a 3-week lag before we had to move out of our old one. I'm just taking over a load with the kids and just, you know, slowly migrating so that on our actual moving day, it's just furniture, and most of it will just be the kids' rooms because my daughters just need new dressers, but other than that, everyone's pretty set there. But we'll have a new master bedroom, new living room, new dining room table. Oh, I'm so excited about that. And then the new appliances and like accent furniture. I'm getting like legit accent furniture. You know, the stuff you see in magazines, like sofa tables that are on the back of your sofa, and you know, entryway tables, like all those nice furniture pieces I've never owned because I knew my kids or husband or dog would destroy them. So I'm super excited. Like I finally get, because I work and live in the same place, and once you do that, you're just like, man, I really want something nice to look at. We're gonna buy like a cool outdoor seating thing because we have a covered deck. I will do a video tour, so next time I go to drop off a load at the house, which is tomorrow, I plan to do a video tour for you guys, just showing you the house. I'll do an office craft room tour once that's set up. I'm going to probably order my furniture today. I don't need to go look at that one in person. But yes, I will get a video up showing you guys my new home. It'll be kind of like a fun little tour. But all right, we should probably get to some questions too while I'm coloring with these guys. I'm not going to do a review on these during this WIP here, because I'm still playing around with them, but I will be doing a review very soon about these pencils. They are budget pencils though, so I'm not going to compare them to Prisma. I'm going to compare them to other similar brands that are budget. Okay, so some questions. The first one is from Fran. She asked, what are your top 3 favorite brands of pencils to use and your 3 most favorite coloring books of all times? Okay, so the pencil part is easy, but the books I gotta think on. I printed out the questions today and I was like, man, I should have really done some pre-thinking last night. Okay, so Fran, for pencils, This one is very easy. My first and most favorite pencil brand is Prismacolor. It's like riding a bike. I go back to Prismacolor and I'm just like in heaven. I know how they work. I love how they layer. They work with my coloring style so well. Yeah, so that is my number one. I've tried a lot of brands and nobody's been able to replace my Prismacolor. So Prismacolor is number one. Number two would honestly have to be Polychromos. I really do like Polychromos. I know they're made more for those who like to layer, but you can still be pretty heavy-handed with Polychromos and do just fine. But they're still one of my favorite for a lot of reasons. One, they are just so amazing in quality. I mean, I know they're not as expensive as like Luminance and Derwent Lightfast, but you know what? They were, at the time I bought them, they were the most expensive pencil to me. Before that was Prisma. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm spending this much money. That was before I dove into even more expensive ones. But yeah, I love Polys. I've never had an issue quality-wise. I've had issues with Prisma, but I still love them, despite their quality control problems they occasionally have. But Polys would have to be number two. And number three would be Derwent Inktense. Yes, definitely the Inktense. I love Inktense. They make finishing a background or even coloring a page from top to bottom easy peasy. But they're so vibrant. They're so fun to play with. So yeah. So first is Prisma, second Polys, and third would be Derwent Inktense. I know none of them are budget brands. I do have budget brands I love, but they wouldn't be in my top three. Now, top three books. Okay, that one's rough. Because like new books come out and then they become a favorite. So let's see. I'd have to say, now I'm not putting these in any particular order. I guess I have a same love for all of them, but my first, let's see, favorite would have to be World of Flowers by Johanna Basford. I really do love that book. And then, let's see, a second favorite would honestly be one of these romantic country ones, to be honest. I've always loved the romantic country books by Erie, but don't make me pick. So I'm just gonna say romantic country, 1, 2, and 3. They were, you know, one of the, like, closer to the first books I ever got, and so I really did love, like, those ones a lot. So World of Flowers by Johanna Basford, the romantic country books. Then I would have to say, you know, gosh, this is hard. This is a lot harder than I thought. I'd say for my third, honestly, the 101 Unique Mandalas. That book was a lot of fun. I have ordered it twice and redone the same mandalas twice. So yeah, I'm gonna pick that one. So those are my 3 favorite books in no particular order. I do plan to do a video showing my collection of all my books, and I'm going to do it before I move because it'll be perfect since I'll be doing a video of my April What's in the Bag, you know, showing me, oops, I mixed up my coffee and my red, showing you what I'm going to color in April, and then I can pack everything. So while I'm in the process of that, I was like, hey, you know, this is perfect time to do a video about the book collection, all the books I own. So I'll be doing that also by, like, probably by artist. I'll keep them categorized, and I'm gonna try and do it in like 2 parts. And then I'll pack them away and send them off to the new house. So I will be doing that. Okay, let me color in this book, and then I will get to question number 2. And thank you, ladies, for asking these questions. And then just remember, I try to put a post in my community tab when I remember, but anytime you watch a WIP Wednesday, you can also leave your question in the comments below, and I'll answer it on next week's WIP Wednesday. Okay, so the next question is from Tiffany. She said, I don't know if you've covered this already, but maybe which pencils you like best in which books/paper. So that is like a super good question, because not all pencils perform the same on all paper and vice versa. But it's also so tough. I'd love to do like an in-depth video on that. I actually had planned to do that one day. But to answer your question at least, so like say Prismacolor, okay? I don't have a lot of issues using Prismacolor in just about any book. Like they even work on Amazon CreateSpace paper, right down to the silky smooth paper that comes in these eerie books. So I've never had an issue with Prismacolor on any paper. But that's also could be my coloring style, because I know some people who enjoy layering will have different issues. So keep that in mind when I give my answers. This is based on my coloring style. So now with Holbeins, for example, they do not do well for me on paper, like any of the paper in the Eerie books. They kind of crumble and leave like this weird residue and are just, yeah, they need some tooth. They're something that needs some tooth, but at the same time, they do not do well on Amazon CreateSpace paper. So they don't need that much tooth. My polychromos, I tend to use those on smoother paper, but that's because I'm an impatient, heavy-handed colorist and I don't want to layer a ton. So I don't use polychromos on like CreateSpace paper ever. They do well on all the Johanna Basford books, and then the super smooth paper like this book, they do well. Like my Black Widows do pretty well on all paper, including Amazon CreateSpace. If you're looking for like budget pencils, Amazon Basics do well on all paper except Amazon CreateSpace paper. They're just not quite soft enough. I mean, you can make them work, you would just have to layer to cover up that tooth. And like I said, I'm not the layering type. So for me, I'm just like, oh my gosh, are we done yet? So it's kind of hit or miss depending on the brand. Now, like when we're talking water-soluble pencils, I prefer to stick to thicker pages. So like the higher end coloring books that have very thick pages like this one and Johanna Basford and all of those, you can use the Arteza watercolor pencils work really well. My Inktense perform very well. Neo colors do really well. Inktense is good, just don't oversaturate it though. You know, so those ones work well on the thicker paper, whether it's smooth or toothed. I've had no issues. I've used Inktense and my watercolor pencils on CreateSpace paper. It's just it gets all crinkly, and you have to either flatten it between a bunch of books or iron it or just deal with it. So keep that in mind. But yeah, I have noticed if you take my top 3 pencils, okay, so Prismacolor, I can use them on just about any book, any paper type. I've never had any issues, even right down to the super toothy stuff. My second favorite was the polys. So like I said, when it gets super toothy, because I'm not the layering type, for me they don't do well. But if you like to layer, oops, it's hard to get that one. If you like to layer, then you will like how those perform. And then Derwent Inktense, I just need a thick page, but I use them all the time. Like I have those Dreamlings books. I think for fall I did a couple with my Inktense, and they're in my completed pages from October actually. And yeah, I used Inktense, and they crinkled up the paper, but they've sat in the bookshelf all smushed in there, so they're nice and flat again. So really, it depends on a specific brand, and I wish I could like go down, each pencil brand by each pencil brand, but I think I will do an in-depth video series on that, like going over a brand of pencil and testing it out on the different types of papers for you guys to help you kind of put that into context. Otherwise, I could sit here for like 5 hours and go through them all. But this is WIP Wednesday, so we only have so much time. And then my third question is actually from a new subscriber named Courtney. So first thing was, how am I in general? I'm doing pretty well. Thank you for asking, Courtney. And then the second question was also, if not too personal, how did you and your partner meet? It's actually not too personal. I don't mind sharing it. It's a funny story. So my husband is a firefighter. And back in the day, when I was a single lady, yep, that's just Amazon. But back in the day when I was just a single gal, I had a policy. I wouldn't date police officers or firefighters. And it wasn't because I didn't like them. I had friends that were police officers and stuff. It was just I had a bad experience with dating one guy that was a police officer. But also I don't know, anyone I had met that was like a police officer or firefighter were kind of, for lack of a better word, cocky. I don't know. They just had this attitude, or they were party boys, or I don't know. Back then I was a single mom, so obviously I was not looking for any guy that was unstable or, like to party every Friday night or go to the bars and flash around that they're a cop or a firefighter. So that's the other reason I had the rule. So I'm in the grocery store one day after a pretty crappy day, and I am just going for some ice cream, and this firefighter, he's still in his uniform, is, going at the same ice cream. And so, he's being all sweet and charming and smiles at me, and I have what my husband calls my resting bee face. So I just was very like, yeah, hi, get out of my way, I got ice cream to get. But so he tried to like make small talk and chat with me, and I just wasn't, I was like, and he was wearing his uniform, which I know most people are just like, ooh, firefighter, and instead on my case I was like, no, go away. But so I ended up chatting with him for a minute, and he asked if he could have my number and we'd go on a date, and I was very, very reluctant, but I did give in. I caved. I gave him my number, and we just met for coffee, and yeah, that's how we met, at a grocery store. I broke my cardinal rule, but it worked out well in this case. He was a firefighter, but he made the mistake of introducing himself as a firefighter, because I was like, that's not impressive to me, bro. But he's a good guy. We've been together since my son was 17 months old. This year is our 10-year wedding anniversary. Yeah, my son is turning 13 this year, so we've been together like 12 years. So, and now we're buying a bigger house. It'll be our second house we bought together. He had already owned a home when I met him, but this will be our second house we bought together, and we're not going anywhere, but that's how we've met, and everything's been going well. It's interesting being a fire wife. You have to just get used to your husband leaving for several days at a time, and then of course just get used to the fact that they do in fact run into burning buildings. Of course, in my husband's case, goes skipping on in there because he loves it. So anytime there's a fire, he's like, wee! But I've been doing it so long that It doesn't faze me as much, when he goes on duty for a few days. And it's kind of like a firewife joke. You always know who the new firewives are because they're calling or texting or showing up at the station all the time. And then you know who the old timers are because we're just like, see ya, have fun, see you when you come back. We're just very chill about it. It's like, okay, just another day. And it is stressful at times because you are a single parent for, a couple days out of the week. And it's hard to adjust to at first, but eventually you get into a routine. And half the time I joke with my husband that he screws up our routine when he comes home. I'm like, I had this all down, man, and then you got off duty. But yeah, so it does take adjustment. Like, you got to take the kids to their sports by themselves. I swear that every time they have an emergency room visit, it's always when he's on duty. Without a doubt. In fact, I think all of them he's been on duty when I've had to rush a kid to an emergency room. So, the kids are always like sick when he's on duty, or like, the dog is being a little pain in the backside. So it does get rough and stuff at times, but you get used to it. And, it is what he loves to do, and he will be doing it for quite a few more years. Maybe, I don't know. He's already been in there over 20, so. But yes, that is how we met. And no, that wasn't too personal. You guys are more than welcome to ask questions, like that. In fact, that's a cute one to ask. Obviously just don't ask like my social security number or birthday or anything like that. But no, things like that I'm totally fine with, You can even ask me my favorite ice cream flavor and stuff like that. But that was a very cute question, so thank you for asking. It actually took me down memory lane while I was thinking about it after Courtney had typed it. I stopped and thought about it, and I was like, oh yeah, that's how we met. But my husband is a charmer. He took me out for coffee, and he was just such a sweet, charming fella. I caved. Broke all my rules, but I lucked out, and he wasn't one of those dorks that are just hitting on anything and everything, so that was good, especially as a single mom, because that was my biggest fear. I just didn't want to date someone and then, it'd be short term and my son get attached and then deal with that. So I'm glad it worked out, and he's pretty much raised my son 90% of his life, so it's been good to have that for him too. And then we have our 2 daughters together. All of our kids are 4 years apart. It just happened that way. That was definitely not the plan. But yeah, they all ended up 4 years apart. So all I have to do is remember one birth year, and I can remember the rest pretty easy. It's like when the doctors are like, what year were they born? I just have to remember my oldest and count 4 years up, and then I'm good. But yeah, no more kids for us. I'm definitely done with the kid front. Not because I'm too old. I mean, there's plenty of people in their 30s that have kids, but, we've got 3, one about to go into junior high. My second, as she gets older, is getting into sports. I'm sure my third will get into sports, and I just want time, or I want to be able to, like devote time to them. Because remember one time I went to my son's softball, or not softball, t-ball, when he was little, and this mom pulled up and just kind of like dropped off 2 kids and came back a few hours later, and she was saying how she had 8 kids, and basically she spent all the time dropping them off at their practices and their games, and so she'd only get to watch them for like 5 or 10 minutes and then have to either leave to pick one up or drop off another one. And I was just like, gosh, I don't want to do that to my kids. Like, one, I'm paying for the sport, so I want to make sure I'm getting my money's worth. But 2, I wanted my kids to have my attention, not just with sports, but like homework or just anything. And I'm not saying anyone who has more than 3 kids can't do that. I just mentally can't do that. Because I have a few friends, and I even grew up with friends who had like huge families, and their like parents were super awesome, always there, well adjusted. I'm just saying, me, mentally, no, I only have so much to give. So I just knew 3 was the max I could handle. My husband wanted more. He's crazy. But I was like, nope, we're good. You can have a dog. He keeps asking for a cat, though, and threatening to get a cat at this new house. So I'm gonna... I'm not a cat person. I've never have been. I'm totally fine if anyone else owns cats. It's just... I've been the person that encounters the crazy cats. Like, so I go to someone's house and they always happen to have that crazy cat that like attacks you for no reason. And so I've always had bad experiences with cats. I don't know. But I'm also just not a cat person. And I like dogs, you know. They do things, they protect you. Well, not mine. She'll just lick you to death, but you know, you can take them jogging. They don't just look at you and act like you are their, you know, you do everything for them type of thing. So, like, cats just have this attitude like they own the place, which is, I know, why people think they're hilarious and own them, because they just have a personality. But I got a husky. Huskies have a personality, that's for sure. I don't know if you've ever seen a husky act out, but oh man, ours is being such a pain right now. She's going through her teenage phase, as they call it. And holy crap, if this is like how my girls are going to be as teenagers, I'm so screwed. Alright, so that you don't just watch me color red, I'm going to add some green. I'm thinking, because like I said, I want that rich, old, pine-ish green color. See, so this emerald would be good, but I need something. That one's getting a little too blue, though. All right, let me grab my emerald. I might be able to just do this in 2 colors, actually. So I need emerald green, which is 69. Let's see. That's why I need to put these in number order. Otherwise, I'll take forever finding pencils. Oh, that's 96, not 69. Where is 69? Oh, there it is. Okay. So I got emerald, and I need just one more that'll... The medium green is a little too bright. Let's try it and see. I can always add more. Oops, sorry. My desk, my craft desk is a hot mess right now. Good thing I'm not doing a craft room tour today. Alright, yeah, so emerald and medium green. I don't want to put the green right next to the red because we're not going for a Christmas theme here. So I will kind of try and spread them out so that I have room for my blue, and then I'm going to do brown books, but like different shades of brown so that they don't blend into the, you know, bookshelf. Let's see if this will work. Oh, but this is the perfect color because, hello, it's St. Patrick's Day. Before I forget, happy St. Patrick's Day to everyone. I'm not big on St. Patrick's Day, but my mother is very big on it, so... And I know a lot of people celebrate it. I'm just, to me, it's another day. I just have to wear green to satisfy the masses, but we're not doing much today because we took that load over to the house, and so I don't even know. Honestly, I'm so tired. I told the kids I would make them green eggs because usually on St. Patrick's Day we do corned beef and cabbage, but my husband is on duty and his birthday is actually this weekend, so we decided we would serve it up for his birthday dinner because he loves it. So I told the kids we'd make like green eggs and stuff like that because I love breakfast for dinner. It's one of my favorite because it's easy and the kids never complain. That in there. Yeah, I think that's dark enough. I might have to come back in maybe with like an indigo or maybe even just some black to just deepen it up a little. Because I really want a dark. Of course, the one pencil I grab is scratchy. So these Soucolors, for the most part, they were very, very soft. I was very impressed. Unlike Castle Art, where after you got past yellow, they started getting scratchier and scratchier. So overall, I mean, I was pretty impressed with them, but they did start to get scratchy in the greens. I do remember I had a few scratchy ones, and of course, one of the ones I pull for this picture. They do pretty well on this paper, though. The Brute Fooner ones did really well on my woodwork. Oh, those poor brown pencils were just toast by the time I was done. So, like, here's what I'm thinking. Let me find my silver if I can. Is that my silver? I'm not sure. So, like, see, I have my Arteza gold glitter gel pen. And this is like a legit gold glitter. Oh, it doesn't want to start. There we go. So I was just going to take it and use it as like the gold accent. Like that. Can't really see it, I know, because I'm so zoomed out, but it was going to be like, I'll have gold and silver accents on all my books, and then it'll have like a little sparkly element to it, so I thought that would be kind of fun. I think this is my silver. Let's see if I can get it to, yep, it's this. So then I was going to take my silver glitter gel pen from Arteza and do the same thing on like the ones that I want it to have silver. And the silver one, like, I can even go over the black lines. Might be able to do that with the gold too. These are pretty thick. That makes them work a lot better. But yeah, see, just like that. Doesn't look like much. I know, it's just a bookcase. I'm not doing anything super fancy for today's WIP or last week because this is the same one. I felt kind of bad. It's like, man, I'm doing like the most boring watch me color a bookcase. So I'm hoping next week I'll be on to, I mean, I definitely will be on to a different book. And I still want to do that pan pastels tutorial. The picture is just sitting there teasing me. So yeah, it's still out on my desk. So today I almost was like, you know what, I'll just do that for my WIP Wednesday and then do the tutorial later, but I'm in the middle of packing and I just didn't have time to get all my stuff together. Like, we ran home from dropping off a load at the new house, and then I had to hop on here because I'm like, oh my gosh, it's WIP Wednesday. I have to record and then still have time to edit and upload and wait for it to upload. I might have to, at the new house, record videos a day ahead because until Comcast turns on out there, we are stuck with like a company that's broadband, and they're awful. Like, the lady goes, yeah, we have 50 megabytes per second, and she's talking like this is high speed. I have a gigabyte right now, so 50 gigabyte. 50 gigabyte. You see the problem there? So I was like, man, I need to like download everything before we leave. Like, anything I needed to download and reprogram and update, and then like upload all my videos. Like, I need to get this all done because I'm gonna have slow internet. And then they said they have unlimited data up to 2 terabytes, so I thought that was kind of funny. Like, so it's not unlimited, but hopefully my family doesn't go over that. The problem is with the kids home, you know, doing their schoolwork online, and we don't use cable, we stream. We already go over 1 terabyte with Comcast, so I'm kind of curious how this is going to go down. I guess we'll just have to cut out TV time and, you know, school time something. I don't know, because I need the internet for my work. But yeah, so I'll have to probably record a day ahead so it has time to, one, upload, and two, then just go through the whole process. But I was like, ugh. I was hoping Comcast would get back to me because they said they might be able to turn it on. And I cannot get a hold of them. I have an open ticket. I keep getting disconnected every time I call, or they hang up on me. Like, Comcast has the world's worst customer service. I'm sorry. If anyone out there works for Comcast, can you just pass that note along? But, I mean, I guess they don't have to really worry about fixing it because they're not losing business. I mean, look at me. I'm fighting to try and keep their internet. So, despite the fact that I can't get a hold of anyone and they hang up on me or disconnect. So, that's just, I mean, you can't beat that internet speed. So, I deal with it. Let's see if I can go over these lines too. Yeah, I can. Perfect. Well, I think I'm going to cut it here. I know it's not quite an hour, but I have to go back to packing and getting things ready for next week's videos, but also tomorrow's haul to the new house. So yeah, I'm gonna cut it now. I will have a new picture book, WIP, whatever, next week. Definitely in the comments below, leave me some questions, and I'll try to remember to do a post as well. But I love the questions. It's fun to help you guys get to know me. And then, you know, it's just something to put in here also for things to chat about. But thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, take care.